to the studio. It's Froyle here. I'm so glad you've joined me. Today we're going to be experimenting with jelly printing and acrylic inks. And I'm telling you, it turned out so much better than I expected. We're then going to use the prints to make one of our beautiful collages in our 100 Days of Collage series. So I hope you're going to join me. Week 11, 100 Days of Collage, and we're in our fabulous colour spectrum series. So we've finished the red page, the orange page. Oh man, that was so much fun. And I'm using the influence of the Chinese papers that I brought back from my fabulous time with my son. We had a glorious time in Shanghai when I went to visit him. So if you haven't seen that video, you want to check it out. It's really fun. Then the beautiful yellow pages. Love the yellow pages. I'm so surprised because I love these pages so much more than I expected that I would, because I'm not a real yellow person. Again, we're using the beautiful Chinese papers and my fabulous secret mark making technique of how to create these wonderful shapes. So have a look at last week's episode if you missed that. Yay, 2 pages of yellow. I really outdid myself. Right, and then on to green and blue. Now these pages I did live in the studio on a Friday in my Patreon community. It was a real group session with these pages. Talk about group therapy, so much fun. So I created these fabulous ones with this glorious texture and the green, the mark making and the beautiful Chinese elements of the papers. If you want to hang out with me live in the studio, have a look at the Patreon community. The link will be in the description under the video. And I know you'd really enjoy it. I do. I have so much fun. I love it so much. So today we're up to indigo and violet of our color spectrum series. It's the last 2 colors of the series. What are we going to do today? I don't know, man. I'm feeling like we need to get a little experimental. I know what I do have. I have some of these beautiful acrylic inks in the right colors, in indigo and violet. So I'm feeling like we really need to have a play with these fabulous inks. What shall we do with them? We can splash them onto tissue, but yeah, I've done that quite a few times now. I don't want you to get bored. This deep violet color is actually one of my all-time favorite colors. I use it a fair amount in my paintings because I just love it. Look at it, look at it. It's beautiful. This is the Liquitex acrylic inks and this is the FW. They're both glorious, absolutely love them. I also have some muted violet. So, you know, we're still in the same theme there. So what are we going to do? Oh, that's a nice color. Look at that. That's the Liquitex one as well. What about we have a play on the gel plate, take some prints with some acrylic inks? I mean, can you do that? I don't know, man. Why don't we have a try and a little play and see what we print, and then we'll put our collage together. Okay, let's do that. Right, so I've pulled out my jelly plate and I've got my inks. I don't really honestly know how this is going to go, so you're just going to have to bear with me. We're going to be a little experimental. I've got some of the Japanese rice paper, which is this particular brand. I also have some wet strength tissue, and I've got some glorious handmade paper from China. Hello, look how beautiful that is. That's handmade rice paper for sure. Loving it. Oh my gosh, did you see the art haul that I came back with? I had so much fun. Beautiful stamps and inks and papers and glorious textures. So much fiber. I just love it. I have so many things to experiment with. We might actually pull out some of those inks and have a little play as well. Oh man, so exciting. Right, so I have my fabulous indigo and violet. What happens if we put it on the gel plate and pull a print? I don't know, man. Let's try it. I know it's going to bead up because, you know, it's fluid. and it's on the gel plate. Oh man, look at that color. That is just beautiful. We could just take a print right now of that color. Look how glorious it looks together. What will we start with? Let's start with the Japanese rice paper. Man, that soaked it up quick. That is just beautiful. Have a look at that texture. Look, it wiped most of it off the plate. But look at that pattern. Oh, I'm loving this. Yes, I may go a little crazy. Let's get the rest of the ink off the plate. Oh, fabulous. What else are we going to do? Let's have a look and see how the other papers respond to the ink, because that would be really interesting. That Japanese paper sucked it up beautifully. Look at the colors are rich and glorious. I threw a bit of the muted violet on it as well this time. Let's see how that looks with the, let's go with the wet strength tissue. Let's put that on the plate. Oops, it's a little crinkled. Oopsies, I got it a little crinkled, but with at least with the wet strength tissue, you can kind of pull it around a little and it doesn't tear. Yay. But that soaked it up pretty quick, pretty nice. Oh yeah, that's pretty beautiful. I love how this particular tissue doesn't tear. That looks glorious. I love that mottled texture that it's creating from the plate. That looks really cool. We're definitely going to be making beautiful collage from these papers. Okay, so I just want to have a quick tester of the Chinese rice paper and see how absorbent that one is and how it looks with the same treatment. Oops, I'm already getting in a mess. I just started. Oopsies. That color's really beautiful. It actually adheres better to the plate than I thought it would. And I really like the way it separates like that. It's really fun. It's got a great texture to it. Righto, so we'll go with the handmade Chinese paper and let's suck up all of that beautiful ink. Righto, righto, look at that. That even creates a different texture to it because it's a lot more fibrous, the Chinese handmade rice paper, much more fibrous paper, and it's got a beautiful, beautiful texture to it. Loving it so much. We could put some stamps on this or some stencils. That'd be just beautiful. I might do a couple more of these ones because I think I'm liking this paper the best and I'm loving that mottled texture. Maybe it's just the novelty of the fact that I just got it in Shanghai, perhaps, but man, this paper is just absolutely amazing. The fibrous texture on it is incredible. I love the way it's sucking up those inks. I wonder what would happen if we sprayed some alcohol on it. Okay, so I pulled out some isopropyl alcohol, which I use this for the alcohol inks. I've got it in a little spray bottle, and I'm thinking, oh man, what is it? Oh, loving it, loving it. I'm thinking it will create an even more textured pattern. Righto, oh man, I think I might need 2 pieces. Let's go with the beautiful rice paper and let it absorb up all of that glorious ink. Oh yes, look at that. Look at that beautiful texture. I'm loving it. So I put on some more ink, rolled it out. Basically, I've just been going layer upon layer. There's some fibers on my gel plate from the last lot of papers. And I've put on a stencil. Now, which one shall we use? Let's go with the Japanese rice paper to absorb all this glorious ink. Oh yeah, look, you can see it coming through. That's gonna work. This ink's working way better than I expected. I didn't think it would stick so well to the gel plate. I thought it would bead up a lot more. See, you don't know until you try. You just have to try these things. I think this is going to be rather cool. Look at that. That looks beautiful. Righto, righto. Take off the stencil. I think I like the ghost print even more. We'll put the ghost print on our wet strength tissue. Love the way it grabs it, sucks it up. Oh yeah, that's gonna look good. Yay, that sucks it up real fast. Lucky it's tough stuff. The way I give it a little bit of a love tap there. Oh yes, loving the ghost print. Look at that. Look at that. That is a really cool pattern. That's the stencil from P. Studio, and that has worked just beautifully with all of that glorious acrylic ink. Yay! What else are we going to do? So what about if we add another colour, a little bit of cyan blue in the FW inks? Oh, yes. Look at that. That's rather beautiful. Let's add a little bit of that colour into the mix. Oh, yeah, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Put the stencil on again. And let's pull a couple of those prints. Start with the Japanese paper. Yay, beautiful marks. And then let's get the ghost print. Okay, this time I'm putting the ghost print over this, the Chinese rice paper that I'd already printed. And let's see how much of that we can pick up with that beautiful fibrous paper. Oh yeah, look at that. That is so interesting. What about if I brushed out the ink instead of rolling it? That could look quite cool too. I love experimenting on the gel plate so much because it's such a forgiving medium. You really can experiment a lot and have a good play and allow yourself to really create quite endlessly. Look at that. That's a pretty cool pattern, don't you think? Yeah, I'm liking that. Beautiful colours. All right, what paper should we put that one on? Maybe we'll go with the... let's go with the Chinese rice paper because I've got a big pile there. I'll have to use 2 sheets. That's going to suck it up nicely. I'm going to spray the back and suck it up some more. Basically, I'm just trying different ideas to see what kind of result I can get and what kind of texture I can make. And jelly printing allows you to do that, to really play, have fun, and see what you create. Sometimes it turns into a big fat mess, but you know, it makes good collage paper. And sometimes you hit on a technique that you go, oh man, eureka! You wouldn't have found it any other way if you hadn't have ventured down this path. So be brave. Don't be scared, it can only not work. Oh, look how beautiful that is. I'm gonna wait for that to dry and then put some gold ink on it. Yes, I am. And this one is going to look just as beautiful. I love that pattern, the speckling and the texture. Oh man, just glorious. Okay, so some of my fabulous prints are mostly dry. Look how beautiful that looks on the Chinese rice paper. Love these colors. I do just love these colors. And now I'm going to, yay, pull out some ink. So while I was in Shanghai, sitting on my son's couch, I was ordering on an app, lots and lots of stuff, and I'm pretty excited. So I have some, is it gold ink? No, this is black ink that goes gold. I think I also have some gold ink, so I might pull that out as well. Though I'm really keen to try this. It's pretty darn exciting. That's pretty black. And yes, I did buy quite a few brushes while I was there as well. Let's try it on some paper first. Let's see how this works on the Japanese paper. Oops, let's try that again. I forgot to shake it. Can you hear the rattle of the ball inside? Yeah, you need to make sure you get that moving to stir up the metallic pigment in it. Righto. Let's have another go. Let's try that again. Take two. Oh, that's more like it. That's what I was looking for. Absolutely amazing. Look at that. I mean, it's black, but it's gold. I just think that's absolutely fabulous. Righto, righto, righto. Let's have some fun with that. We could put it straight onto the paper, or we can put it onto the gel plate and then print with it. Man, that's amazing. Look at how beautiful antique gold it is. Love it. I reckon we just have a little play with the gel plate. Just put some marks, little bit of mark making on the gel plate. Just like that. And see how that looks. Right. What am I going to put it on? Let's put it on this one. Might be a bit dark for this one. Maybe I should have tried a lighter piece of paper first. And some of these papers are only just dry. I know, you find that hard to believe. Ooh, yeah, baby. Look at that. It's very antique gold looking. What I like about putting it on the gel plate as opposed to painting it straight on is the different textural marks that it makes. It makes this kind of pattern, which is a lot more textured than the actual brush stroke. So that's really fun. It might be too dry already. So I'm just going to put a little bit more on, and then I might have to wait and pull it. I'm loving this brush too. Yes, I got it in China when I was sitting on the couch and it came to the door the very next day. Now that is just beautiful and so incredibly fascinating. Look at the beautiful marks on there from the ink absorbing into the Chinese rice paper. That is just glorious. Yay. Righto. Righto, righto. Then I'll let these papers dry and we'll create a collage in my art journal with one of them or some of them, because they are just beautiful. This black gold ink is amazing. Now, I will put the link in the description under the video. I know you can get this on Amazon if you want to have a little play with it. Don't forget to shake it. Don't forget to get that ball moving when you start. Look at that. That is so much fun. Look how good the prints turned out. Absolutely fabulous. They make glorious collage paper. Oh, I'm just loving it. Look at that. That was with the stencil, which worked out glorious. And here it is on my fabulous Chinese handmade paper. I love it. It's just so beautiful. Here's the print with the glorious gold, black gold ink. Man, that was so much fun. So now I just have to decide which of all of these magnificent papers do I want to use for my collage? I think I definitely have to use some of this one because I love the texture. I love the gold with the beautiful violet and indigo colors. Although I really do like this as well. And I like the stencil print. So I don't know, man. I might be chopping and changing my mind a bit. Also this week, I launched my brand new digital collage papers. Yay! Patterns and textures. I'm so excited. They're a glorious set. 12 pages of digital collage papers. Absolutely fabulous. I love them. Some of them are my collages. Some of them are prints I've taken. Some of them are just beautiful textured backgrounds. These ones are laser prints, but of course you can just run them off your inkjet printer. They will look amazing. If you want to put them in collage and it's an inkjet print and your printer bleeds, then just give it a spray with some matte varnish. That's what I do anyway. And it stops the ink from bleeding. And then you can add them in your collage or add them with paint or inks or with the matte medium or anything else that you want to put with them. Aren't they just so fabulous? Patterns and textures. I just love them. Now, I'm also wanting to use one of these background pieces because I think that'd be really cool and it'd be fun. I just don't know how I'm going to fit it all in my art journal page. Right, I've narrowed it down. This one makes a great background texture. It works really well with the fabulous Gelli print as well, although I really do like this colouring with these tones. So what are we going to do first? I'm thinking we put the background pages down and then I could put a beautiful focal point with these glorious papers. Righto, let's do that. I think I'm going to use this one. Doesn't really matter which way it goes, I don't think, but I'm going with it on that way. On there, and I'm going to use that for a focal point, and then I'm going to put either that one or maybe that one on this side and use perhaps some of this or something else. I do also have one of my ink blots which would look fabulous on this. That color would work really well. Oh man, now I've got way too many choices. I think I'll put the background papers down first and then decide. What I love about using digital collage papers is that it's instant. It's an instant download. You just press a button, you purchase it, and then you can download it straight away. I just love instant. I don't like waiting. So they look beautiful. They are perfect backgrounds for the colors that I'm working with and what I want. There's a little bit of gap there, which clearly we're going to have to put something over in the side and the bottom, but we've got to decide on the focal point. I'm really loving this ink blot, but I don't want it to take up the whole space. So maybe I'll just tear around it and see if I still like it then. The color of the page works really well. It's really beautiful and I really love the shape of it. I showed you last week how to do my secret method for creating these beautiful shapes on the gel plate. I'm thinking that I really like that. Right there. Why not? Right there in the middle. Now on this side, I definitely want some of this beautiful Chinese rice paper with this glorious color and the fabulous black gold ink. So maybe this section, that could work really well. That's got a really nice fibrous edge, nice raw edge that I really like. So how far do we want it to come down? Probably not all that way, maybe like this. Tear it there, and then what else are we going to add to it? That's pretty cool. I like that. It's a great focal point. What about we add some of this beautiful textured paper? I do love layers when I'm collaging. And I think we definitely need some Chinese writing. Either one of these papers. I told you I bought a whole heap when I was in Shanghai. Or maybe one of these papers. These are pretty nice too. Look at how beautiful these papers are. Oh man, now we just got to decide. I'm even loving the birds on that. We definitely want some of this. That looks pretty good. Oh, that one might look good too. Oh man. Back to the decision making. That could look good on there. That's looking nice with that color textured paper, and it's working well with my background. Now what about this side? I really like this section. We could put a piece of this on that side. That looks pretty cool somewhere, but where? Somewhere. Right, I'm liking that on there, but I do need to put something down the side and the bottom. So maybe I'll tear some of these beautiful papers and put them down the side. That could look all right, like that somehow. That could look quite cool. And this side, what about I put some more of the beautiful purple and gold on this side as well? That could look really beautiful. Maybe on there. Maybe just so you can see the circles underneath peeking through, because I like them. And then we could put that beautiful piece. All right, let's do this. This is going to work. So I'm just going to glue all this down, and then we'll see if it needs anything else or if we're happy with today's beautiful collages made from our glorious print experiments. Yay! Right, well, the pages are still wet, but they are looking fabulous. It's all stuffed down. My digital collage papers make the best backgrounds. I'm really happy with this new design, this new pack. I'm loving it. It makes it so much easier to start a collage because you've already got an instant background to build on. And these colors and textures have printed so well. I'm really happy with it. I put another strip along the bottom here from one of the other papers in the pack because they're in similar tones, so that works really well. I did it on this side as well, just to fill in the side and the bottom, and then I put those papers down there, which makes me happy. Oh, it's all a bit sticky. I'm thinking I just want to add a little stamp here. I could go and pull out my stamps and make it, but I tore this one off one of the papers, and I thought I may as well just put it on. I'm liking that idea right there, like a stamp. And I think once it all dries, it's going to be just beautiful. Now, is there anything else I want to add to them? I don't think so. I'm really happy with how they've come up. I love my beautiful indigo and violet jelly prints with the fabulous black gold. They are just magnificent. I'm just loving it. I'm just loving the texture and the prints. So overall, I'm pretty happy with today's collage, and I have just loved experimenting with the jelly plate and acrylic inks. Who knew it would have worked so well? Right, well, I'll give you a close-up when it's dry. The pages are fabulous. So we're up to 80 and 81 of 100 days of collage. Oh man, we're getting to the end pretty quick. Then what are we gonna do? Thanks for joining me today. Wasn't that so much fun experimenting on the gel plate with acrylic inks? Who knew it would turn out so well? Now, if you need more information or you want to know where to find my digital collage papers, have a look in the description under the video, and I'll leave you with the playlist just in case you've missed any of the episodes. So I'll see you next time in the studio.